If you do 50 damage to a Gibraltar's gun shield, man, you're hitting them right in the body and they're aiming right back at you, and you break it, you have 9 seconds. That
Mm-hmm.
Gibraltar is completely exposed. And on the flip side, as the Gibraltar player, you do not have that passive ability.
Oh no, there's another squad attacking.
So let's talk about some of the secret legend abilities that we've gathered through our almost over 2 years ish now of playing Apex essentially, and try and put them all in here and see if we can teach anybody anything, because there's a lot of random ones in here for sure.
Yeah, some definitely more impactful than others, but overall, these are just kind of little known legend abilities and traits that
Mm-hmm.
if you main or don't main somebody, pretty important to know for both offense and defense from these legends. First one being Gibraltar's passive, the gun shield, has a cooldown, and that cooldown is 9 seconds. So, if you do 50 damage to a Gibraltar's gun shield, man, you're hitting them right in the body and they're aiming right back at you, and you break it, you have 9 seconds. That
Mm-hmm.
Gibraltar is completely exposed. And on the flip side, as the Gibraltar player, you do not have that passive ability. It's really
Mm-hmm.
no longer passive
No
because it
longer
has a
passive, yeah.
recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of important to know.
It's a good one, and it's important to note for timing your push as well. Like if you crack that Gibraltar gun shield, and then maybe 4 seconds ish later, and if you got that internal clock going, someone else cracks another teammate, you can push and know, okay, should probably emphasize hitting this Gibraltar so I don't end up ADS'd in
Mhm.
a little close range fight with a gun shield. Because that 50 damage will make a big difference for you on what you can take. Because unfortunately, we don't all just hit only headshots like a lot of players out there, apparently.
Apparently so. And the nice thing about the Gibraltar gun shield now is that you can actually charge up your Evo armor by doing damage to it. So you can confidently kind of have those poke fights against Gibraltars when in the past that could be pretty frustrating to really be wasting your ammo completely.
Yeah. Back to the Trident with another tip. In case you didn't know, Rampart Sheila can be mounted and used on a Trident in placement mode. The other legend abilities that can interact with the Trident as well are the Dome Shields and Gas Traps. Nothing's more fun than putting a Rampart Sheila on a Trident and rolling around. Not sure it's the most effective technique. If we had to choose one, I'd think the bubble's going to win out with the one that actually has the most use case. But hey, if you want to drive around with Sheila on the back of a Trident, all right, feel free. Not as big of a
It's
deal now that she can walk around with it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fun thing to do, like you said. I think if
Yeah.
you couple the Gibraltar and the Rampart and you want to have fun on a Trident, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good way to go because you can be really aggressive and you can just pop the bubble on the vehicle and get out of there if it gets too crazy. The other thing about Sheila, though, and is definitely pertinent now that you can use it while walking around, is that Sheila can break down doors.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rampage, when revved up, can break down doors. But other than that, this is a really, really hidden ability that you can punish your enemies big time for blocking doors, healing. If somebody's on a Phoenix behind a door and you just whip out Sheila, even with the spin up time, most
Mm-hmm.
people don't know about this. And really, even if they did, what are they going to do? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're coming in regardless, and it's pretty scary. So, high DPS on this thing. This is a way to get some easy kills if you just whip it out and fire it at these doors.
Another interaction with the Trident that should have gone in the general section, but I'm just remembering it now because that's how our show doc always goes when we prepare. Is there's a little bug, you can throw a heat shield under the Trident, and if you do, it doesn't look like it's attached, but it will drive around with the Trident. You can't actually throw a heat shield like directly on the brim like a dome shield and have success doing it that way. You have to throw it under to keep it protected, essentially, so it doesn't just get lit up ever.
And the heat shields are ones that we'll probably talk about in a future episode, but they're an interesting one just because their power is predicated on the strength of the ring. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of another thing to go into, but an important thing to note.
Hmm.
Next, Fortified is really some of the last remnants of the hitbox balancing techniques that were used in days gone by. Fortified is on Caustic and Gibraltar. And what it
Hmm.
does is it makes it so that they take 15% less damage from every attack. Pretty cool. Um, but the other thing is that they're not slowed by taking enemy weapon fire. So
Hmm.
even though heavy bullets and light bullets don't have any difference between the two in terms of this effect, when you're getting hit by bullets, you are slowed. Gibraltar and Caustic are not.
It's just like Octane when they're stimmed,
Hmm.
but you get it all the time if you're playing as a big boy. So it is a nice little bonus to know for sure. And Fortified is such an interesting discussion, and I think it's so interesting that the devs have kind of iterated that they're never going to bring another big legend into the game because Fortified is just such a weird thing that they've said they wish in a perfect world they hadn't made the characters as big. But I love that we got the thick boy squad though between Caustic and Gibby, so I think we'll live with Fortified for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, we've said goodbye to low profile, which is
Yeah.
essentially the opposite of this. Um, I don't think we're going to lose Fortified in the near future, but the verbiage that has gone around this ability in the past has been this is for balancing hitboxes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's pretty much been used, at least on low profile, as a balancing legends tool. We
Yeah.
can increase the power of Wraith or Pathfinder by removing low profile.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's changed a lot, I think, in our eyes on how we've spoken about it, how we've defended it or attacked it. Um, but it is what it is. Low profile is gone. Fortified
Yep.
is here.
Boom! Whole squad down.
Hey, brother, not today. Maybe tomorrow.